I'm signing on to his new case.
Oh, we picked up a new case.
We did, Judge.
Mr. Palacio, you're now charged with the new case. You're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir.
Yes. On February 5th, 2025, the officer was dispatched to a stranded vehicle at the 700 block of North Sam Houston Parkway, and the officer observed a
Quick legal note. When a driver refuses a breath or urine test, officers usually pivot to getting a blood warrant. Judges will often sign it if there's probable cause, like someone found sleeping at the wheel, showing confusion, or failing the HGN test. That warrant allows them to take a blood sample without consent, giving the state strong evidence. Reaction. This is the moment when the case shifts from a questionable stop to serious proof territory. Question for viewers. Have you ever wondered how one simple refusal can turn a traffic stop into a full-blown criminal case?
the shoulder and a driver asleep at the wheel with the engine running and the car in park. The officer knocked on the window to wake up the driver, who woke up and refused to comply with the officer's command and drove the car 6 feet forward. The officer then requested the defendant exit the vehicle. The defendant put the vehicle in park, then drive multiple times before finally exiting the vehicle. The defendant was
When a blood search warrant is signed and executed, the resulting evidence becomes very powerful. The judge's finding of probable cause means the case will likely move forward, unless the defense can challenge how the warrant was issued or how the sample was taken. Reaction. This marks a major turning point. Question for viewers. Do you think the defendant's military background could influence how the court treats him? Share your thoughts below.
The vehicle, and the officer relocated to a gas station where the defendant was observed to be dazed and confused and did not realize he had been asleep at the wheel. The defendant was also unable to communicate where he had been or where he was going. The defendant was asked to perform standard field sobriety test, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 5 out of 8, one leg stand 1 out of 4. The defendant was read the DIC and declined to provide a sample. A blood search warrant was signed and executed.
I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Can you look to see if he has any prior DWIs, and does he have a valid Texas driver license?
He does have a valid driver's license, Judge, and we
Oh.
did file for the ALR hearing.
And then I see he has a dismissed DWI out of Fort Bend, but no other DWIs.
There's no probable cause in that case.
I'm now ordering you, well, the first thing I'm going to do is I ordered you on your first case not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. You've now picked up a DWI. Guess what happens now? I'm revoking your bond.
Judge, I would like to address that. So he does realize that this is a problem at this point, and he has enrolled himself in IOP and does have a meeting this afternoon to do intake for IOP, and I do have that email.
I can't show him preferential treatment. It's on any case here. I ordered not to do something. He did it, picked up a new case. You're staying with me. And I'm going to tell you now, if I find that you consume alcohol again, I will put you in a rehab facility myself in the jail. And if you respond well to treatment, it's a minimum of 9 months. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm now placing a restriction that you're not to drive any vehicle that doesn't have a guardian interlock on it. You're not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, and Casey, I'm now going to probably give him a curfew. In the BMV, was he out in the middle of the night? Alex?
This is Your Honor.
I think it was after a bar closed. He was just sleeping in the owner's vehicle.
There's one consistent problem, and there's one thing that centers around every single problem that you have. What is that one problem? Right. You and alcohol do not mix. And I don't know what we need to do to get you to realize that, but I don't know. I hope that this is it. If it's not, it's going to be rather lengthy. Maybe that's it. Is it prison? I don't know. But all of the issues center around one thing. And I hope that you now realize this and do what you need to do. Because if you can't take care of it yourself, I will do it for you. And I promise you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it goes with you. And then when he comes out, or when he does bond out, he's gonna have to come back for bond conditions and then
I
we'll
think have
carry
to
it.
sign this bond conditions today on the non-revoked case, so they'll be active.
Okay.
And then do we want to advise other than the commissioner law?
No, just, what time was,
The time that it took place, is the only time the officer gave is when they got the blood samples, and that was at 7 a.m. So sometime prior to 7 a.m. But he doesn't say how, how long before the blood was actually drawn.
what do you think about a curfew?
Judge, if I may, he is active military, so he is still reporting to that. They're also looking to get him help. He has enrolled himself in IOP, so he does have a job
I
in the
won't
military.
put the curfew, but if he picks up a new case,
I understand. We had a big conversation and he's the one that took it upon himself to realize that this was a problem. And he told me that he was going to use his VA benefits to look into the IOP at this point. So he
Alright.
did send me that email that he is confirmed to begin enrollment in IOP.
okay, so, on
An emotional beat, a 17-year-old facing a murder charge changes everything in the courtroom. This isn't just another case, it's a life-altering moment. Quick engagement. Should courts treat juveniles charged as adults differently? Why or why not? This one's sure to spark debate.
you have,
Okay.
when he does bond out, he'll get a 7-day setting.
Mhm.
Whenever day that you get, just let Ramona know or Victoria, and then we'll give you that day. Just feel free to email them and then we can carry them.
Just put them both on the same
Yeah.
day.
Okay, all right.
I think we addressed his bond.
I was gonna set it at 5,001.
Okay.
That's what I normally do.
Okay. Thank
Okay,
you, Judge. I
yes,
just
ma'am.
wanted to make sure we have one.
Okay, thanks. Sorry, Ms. Finn.
I just filed a revoke and raise. He picked up a murder charge.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
This last week. This is the young guy that, he is.
How old is this kid? What happened?
17.
17, he picked up a murder case. What happened?
From my understanding, it was a weed deal gone wrong.
Oh, I read about this, right? Really? I'm so disappointed, Mr. Jones. I can't tell you how disappointed I am, you know? We've got but one life to live, just one. You don't get you don't get multiple chances, man. You're not a cat. I'm bringing you out here because we're talking about you and it's only fair that you hear what's going on. Because you've now picked up the murder case upstairs, the state has asked me your bonds are now set on both of your cases, on your assault and your criminal mischief. They're both set at 5,002. They did not give you a PR bond on those cases, and the state has asked me to revoke and raise those cases because you are a danger to our public. You've not made bond on those cases, so I'm going to deny their request to revoke and raise your bond. But I'm going to tell you now that I don't know if you're going to get out because your bond is set at $250,000 upstairs. But if you do, I don't want you to go anywhere. I want you absolute home confinement, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Do you understand? And you will have a GPS monitor, no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, anything else?
No, Judge. Not from the scene.
And I guess just keep me in the loop what happens upstairs, you know, if they do anything with the bonds, just keep me in the loop so we can kind of stay close. The other thing is that thing's going to take a while to play out. And I mean, I'm not going to hold it for 2 years for it to play out upstairs. So let's try to find some kind of resolution so we can, you know, they can worry about it upstairs and then we can just, okay?
Yes, sir.
I'll obviously give you a sufficient time. Is discovery complete? Because these cases are from November. They're old.
We're still waiting on body cam, dash.
I mean, that's not good. I mean, wait a second.
November. It's
I guess they may have been 2Bs though. Let me see if that's right. Because if there were 2Bs, then
Actually, Judge, it looks like we have looks like we have all of the body cam. It wasn't complete. We have the 911 calls.
Oh, so you've got, is discovery is complete?
It looks
Okay.
like it, yes, Judge.
Do you have you given offers on both of the cases?
I have not, Judge, but I'll take a look on his,
There was an offer, but it's been
There-
rejected.
there
They
was-
Canceled out that option, that offer.
we had offered a 13-month deferred. I revoked it, obviously, with the new law violation.
Sure.
So I'm probably just gonna check his credit and put a jail time offer.
Okay, so I'll give you some time, take a look, speak with Mr. Jones, what he wants to do. The cases are kind of old, so when we come back in the next time, you must accept the offer from the state. Otherwise, I'm going to set your cases for trial here. You understand? Okay, man.
But Judge, in all honesty, I can let him know right now, considering that he has a murder case, I would be reluctant to plead him guilty to an assault case, because that could be used in punishment. He's in enough trouble. We may as well set for trial if there's not going to be a dismissal on this case.
I'll speak to the felony. I mean,
Sure.
the murder was just filed a couple of days ago, so I'll speak to the felony, see what the CW wants on the assault.
So let's set it a week
And look
out.
at it.
Talk to felony,
Yes,
see
Judge.
what they want. In a week, we can set it.
Yes,
Yeah?
sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Does he have any prior DWIs, Alex? Do you know if he has any prior DWIs? Okay.
No, Judge.
You
I'll
need-
run his full NCIC if you'd like.
Please,
Yes,
you
Judge.
need to understand that DWIs are big business in Texas, you know? Watch the news. Every single day, someone dies from a DWI. That's why they have made the penalty so darn severe. A third DWI, you're looking at prison up to minimum 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison. What you're doing is you're pleading guilty to this offense. The DWI is going to go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. And what you need to understand is that whenever you get pulled over now in the future, first thing an officer does is they're going to look at your record. If they see that you have a prior DWI, a prior PCS, and they come up to you and they smell alcohol, they smell any kind of funky smell, what do you think they're going to do?
Take me out of the car.
No, not just take you out of the car.
Take me to jail.
Probably so. You know, from now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. No more proverbial slaps on the wrist. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I were you, even if you have had a sip of alcohol, I wouldn't get into a car. It's a humongous risk that you're taking. You understand? What you have worked out is 180 days in jail to be probated for 1 year. As part of the conditions for you to complete this probation successfully, you must do a DWI education class, 2 victim impact panels. You must also do what's called a TRAS. This is an evaluation to see what conditions you may need. They assess other conditions like, supportive outpatient treatment, intensive outpatient treatment. You must also fulfill those as well. No drugs, no alcohol, guardian interlock, no breath test refusal. What that means is that if you're pulled over in a car, an officer asks you to submit a breath test, you must do it while you're on this probation. If you don't do it, you're in violation. If you violate this, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail. I'm going to bring you back out. We're going to talk if you violated your probation. If you do, you're looking at 180 days in jail. Do you understand?
And so it would also be a minimum of 30 days, and we discussed that on this case if needed, so it would be a 30-day minimum.
So he's doing 30 days as a condition.
Sorry. We're pleading to, pleading to the.
Say it again?
For reason to be enhanced.
Oh, I see. Right.
He is aware that it would be 30 days minimum.
Right. So if you are revoked, it's a minimum of 30 days in jail. That's what they're trying to allude to. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I don't see the enhancement on here, so let me see. Is it true or untrue that you had a Class A misdemeanor theft in 2018?
It's true.
A true enhancement. All right. You were giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this, you are stuck with this until you complete it successfully or you get revoked. You understand?
Sir.
You still want to do this?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the office of driving while intoxicated? I will find you guilty. I'm going to send it you to the agreement. Does this also take care of the case upstairs?
Which would be the specific case description.
They're going to dismiss the felony case upstairs. This is a great deal for you because anytime you can avoid a felony, you're winning. But you have to understand that there's only so many times, excuse me, that they're going to do this where they're going to dump one in exchange for the other, especially a felony offense. It doesn't happen over and over.
Understand?
You understand?
Sir.
All right. Now, I want you to understand one more thing that, as I said earlier, DWI is big business. There is a $3,000 surcharge that we normally apply to cases like this. This is your first offense. I will waive your fee now. But if you pick up another DWI, it is a $6,000 surcharge. And if you don't pay it, every $100 you owe, you sit 1 day in jail. So you can imagine how much time you'd be doing if you pick up another DWI. You understand? We all make mistakes. But the idea is that you don't continue to endanger other lives by making these stupid mistakes. Get a clue. Good luck to you, Mr. Drew. All right. Thanks, Josh.
Judge, approaching on Jeremy Frazier's, he's on the jail docket.
Okay.
He has a felony pending that's on the docket for tomorrow for retaliation of the same incident. He has not received any bond conditions yet. The complaining witness, we verified that she's moved out of the location, his house, which is what was on the protective order. The protective order, I think they're modifying to delete the address restriction
Okay.
and whatever bond conditions.
He's not made bond yet. Yeah, he's not made bond yet though, right?
No, his family's made bond. They posted the bond. They paid the bond. The bonding company hasn't posted the bond because the court date hadn't changed from today yet. He's going to make bond this afternoon.
I got it.
They're
Okay.
going to post the bond this
So,
afternoon.
guys, do you mind, he's here, right?
He is
Do you
here.
mind bringing up Mr. Frazier, please? So tell me who's the complaining witness in our assault case, if you don't mind,
The
please.
complaining witness is his girlfriend, Judge.
Are we still no contact with this person?
No contact, no weapons.
Okay. So your lawyer's asking for me to modify conditions of your bond.
What's up?
There's a protective order that has been issued in this case. So that protective order is still in place. The only thing I'm changing is I'm taking off the residential restriction so that you can go back to this house.
Thank you so much, Judge.
Everything else sticks. So
Roger that.
no weapons, no contact with this person. Do not pick up any new cases and just behave yourself.
Roger that.
You know what I mean? It's not hard, right?
What's up?
Okay, do you mind printing me out a copy? please? The MOAB on Mr. Frazier so we can modify. The only other thing I'm going to ask you to do is, it appears from what Carl has told me that your family is going to pony up the money for you to get out.
Yes, sir.
You got to comply with the conditions of whatever bonding company that they're doing, because if you don't, they'll surrender the bond and a warrant is going to issue. You also need to remain in contact with Carl, because if Carl tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're ducking and dodging and you pick up a new case, I'm going to revoke the bond. You understand?
I know you don't play, Judge. Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So, right? Okay, so I think we're good. We'll have you put back. I'll give you a copy of the amended order for protection, and then after that, you're good to go. All right. Good luck, Mr. Frazier.
The bond conditions also, just a protective order.
Well, yeah, we'll have to make sure that the bond conditions is so that,
Locally reflected. All right, thank you, Judge.
yeah. Okay, thanks, Carl. Good morning, Mr. Black.
Morning.
So your lawyer is asking me to set you a bond. I don't know. I've never met you before. I have to get to know you in a very, very short time. I need to know several things before we set you a bond. You are an inherent flight risk because you're wanted out of another state for some charge I have no idea for. So we're going to get to know you to see whether we should set you a bond or not. I don't know at this point. So Amy, tell us about Mr. Black.
Your Honor, he's wanted out of Rockdale County, Georgia for possessing, displaying false ID with government logo or seal for criminal act, and also a theft by taking of a motor vehicle. State's opposed to a bond at this time. We also see that he has a bond forfeiture in Harris County, and then he also has an open warrant in Kansas for a failure to appear. Furthermore,
Did you know that?
She just told me when we were waiting on him to come out.
we have concerns about how he would even get back, considering his driver license was denied renewal in 2021 due to a failure to appear and driver.
Well, but there are other ways, right? But the more concerning fact is that he's got an open warrant in a different state as well. What is that for? And how long has that been open?
We're only seeing for failure to appear. I saw earlier it was from 2017. So he's been
You know,
out
it was in
the-
2017.
Correct.
I've never even been there.
I'm just telling you what they're saying. They're saying that you have also an open warrant from Kansas from 2017. I can't possibly give you a bond when you're wanted at two different states, one for, that's 6 years ago, man. You know? Have Kansas not put a hold on him?
Not that I know of at this time. I can reach out to our central records to find out.
That would be good. You know, I would like to know whether they're going to put a hold on him, you know? Has he waived yet? Do you know?
He has.
Okay, when did he waive?
That's correct.
Do you know what he's wanted out of Kansas for?
Not at this time. Dave was the one who told me. he had
So
a
let's do this, because the cases that you're wanted out of Georgia, they're not the most egregious. You know, it's a suspended license and then a theft case. It's not the most egregious. My more concerning issue is that you're wanted out of a different state as well. So let's do this. What we can do, let's roll this to tomorrow. Can you, Amy, in the interim, if you can figure out, number one, is Kansas going to put a hold on him? Number two, what's he wanted for? If it's some kind of rinky-dink speeding, then I'm not worried about it. But if it's something serious, then I have issues, especially being that it's 6 years old. So let's do this. You know, it's a no at this point, pending what's going on in Kansas. So let's see what happens there. And then, you know, we can bring him back tomorrow and figure out. And I just need more information to be able to make an informed decision at this point. Okay? Do you have any questions?
Pretty much, I know somebody has been using my identity for the past couple of years because I was in Georgia, but
And it's probably a good idea for you to do something about it and not just, you know,
I reported my identity stolen and I put out a theft report for it.
I don't know what to tell you, but before I set you a bond in, you got to understand, I can't just take your word for it, right? Right. I have a lot of people that try to sell me the sun, moon, stars, tell me it's little bunnies jumping in the woods, what their cases are all about, when really. So let's figure out more information. We can bring you back tomorrow and see. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Shabbat.
And I